Hi, I'm Rebecca Bradley. This is the Virtual Crime Book Club. It is Monday. I've got no idea what date it is.
21st.
21st, thank you, Muriel. Monday, the 21st of July, 2025. Today we are discussing Jess Castle and the Eyeballs of Death. Has everybody finished the book?
I have.
Yeah. Helen's shaking her head. Okay, right. We will jump into this then. Did you enjoy this read?
I did.
Right, we've got some of those, and who put their thumb up? Was that you, Craig, or Dawn? Sally, what did you enjoy? You're muted. Sally?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. I did enjoy it up to a certain point. So I'll just talk at the moment about enjoying it. It was different. I liked it. It was I quite Jess was somebody different. It wasn't what I was expecting, and it was quite a sort of there was a lot of plot to it, and a lot of sort of backstory to it, which I quite liked. As I say, up until a certain point.
And what was that point? What didn't?
Uh, So, although I'd really liked all the characters, I suddenly fell out of love with them. They suddenly started to annoy me. Beth started to annoy me. Iris particularly started to annoy me. You know, our aunt particularly started to annoy me. I'm not quite sure why, but it just got so it was more of the same and more of the same, and at the expense of the plot. I think there's too much sort of stuff going on about the characters, joking and developing relationships and falling out relationships, and I think the plot suffered as a result.
So there was too much personal drama.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Okay. Has somebody got the television on in the background because it's burbling through in a very echoey
I
manner?
think it must be. I'll close the door. I think we've
All
got a
right.
meeting. Of a few people there. Sorry.
All right. No worries, Norman. It's just I didn't. I wanted everyone to be able to be heard, and I couldn't figure out who it was. Yeah, I think it's Norman. Um, okay. Did anybody else really enjoy this? You did, Craig.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it. I thought the plot was different, very light-hearted, all set in that small village, which I really liked. Yeah, there were a lot of characters, and you kept learning characters as you went through the book and new characters. I did find that towards the end when we talked about, who done what, slightly confusing a little bit. Then I had to keep going backwards and rereading it, but I enjoyed it, and I don't think at the end they spent as much time on the main person that done the killings as they should. I want to understand a bit more about them, but of that aside, I really liked it. I really liked the Jess, the character, her character. I thought she was developed well. She was explained well. I loved Rumpole, Rupert. I really did. I thought he was great, and I love the fact that she called him Rumpole, Rumpole of the Bailey. So it was really good. So I really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure at first, not my first cup of tea to get this sort of book, but I really once I got into it, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah. You mentioned characters, there being a lot. When I start reading for book club, I start, excuse me, my throat's dry. I start a list of all the characters so I know who we're talking about when we have the
Yeah.
meeting. And I was only a couple of chapters in and I must have had 10 names. Um,
Yeah. I mean, for me, I don't do that, but I do sometimes feel that I have to do that and I should do that because there was so many of them. Then you end, who's this one? Where's this one? And you start to, or I start to lose track. But I persevered with the book and I quite liked it. you know.
Yeah.
But I think I liked it mostly because I liked the character Jess, and so it was her adventure, and I really wanted her to sort of succeed as such, you know.
Yeah. The large character count, does I know we've discussed characters in previous meetings. Does it throw you as a reader that you have to remember all these people?
I think it depends on how they are introduced. To me, I wasn't thrown by this one, apart from getting mixed up between two, or a couple of people. But apart from that, it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it does have a lot to do with your understanding
Mm,
of their interaction with the story, doesn't it?
mm.
So, people that were on the fence, what did you enjoy and what didn't you? Vera.
Yeah, so I thought I liked also Jess as a character, and I thought the book was funny. So I enjoyed the humor, and it was fast paced and everything. So I enjoyed reading it. But then in terms of explaining why the murders took place and why those were the killers, this wasn't very well done. So the killers were those, but they could have been another one because she didn't really explain that much why they were killing people in such a complicated way.
Mm.
So yeah, I enjoyed the reading, but in terms of the mystery and the solution, I didn't really think it was well explained and yeah. So
What?
yeah, so I enjoyed the reading, but I didn't like the conclusion and the way that she wrapped everything up. It was more that, but I thought it was fun, light reading. It's just something that I read it already a few weeks ago, and now I cannot remember like half of the story. So it's this type of book that you read, it's fun, but then you just forget all about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Divya, you're agreeing with Vera a lot. What were your thoughts on it?
Very, very, very similar. I enjoyed it. I think the parts that I got confused by was actually not quite the characters in the story, but the characters that she was referring to from paganism and the different
Yes.
symbols, and that I think that's the part that I kind of after a while just stopped trying to keep up with and just went along with.
Mm.
And I was also a bit confused why other characters knew about these things. I was
Yeah.
like, that's not very, not normal, but I don't, you know. And I think that so I found that part of it confusing, and the mystery itself, I think really very much like what Vera said, not fully making sense, or more like throughout, I'm like, okay, I kind of enjoying the read as a read, exactly as that. But I'm not sure what this is coming to. Or at the end, um, I didn't love the ending mainly of how they tied things together, and especially the very last scene. I feel kind of made it like a clincher in that it felt very unrealistic in a way where I mean, it basically like it ends with everybody in a pub, and some
Mm.
of the people like Pan, I'm like, do they go to pubs? Before this, they've never been described as ever going to pubs. So yeah, but as a journey, as a read as a whole, yeah, it was chill. Yeah, I zoomed through it, so yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. We will discuss the ending shortly. Um, Anybody else have thoughts they want to share on what they enjoyed or didn't quite enjoy? Go on, Muriel.
Yeah, just the humor that I really like is how many people, how many ways that Keith Dyke was supposed to have died according to the different witnesses, and I found that really funny because I've counted 6 ways more or less. So the real one, which is when Danny discovers the body, on nailed on a scarecrow. And then there's Bogner, the housekeeper, who said he was hanged. And then there was, what was this? Carly, the girl at the receptionist, who said he was beheaded, apparently. And then Jess herself suggested maybe he had been wheezed to death or something, because somebody was talking about the hearing. Yeah. The fifth way was Mrs. Hollis. Go in my writing. Hollyhock, who said he was eaten by circus animals. and and the last one was Patricia Sinnals, who said he was pulled apart and sewn back together the wrong way, something like that, in the wrong order. So I found that really funny.
Yes, community with people talking, they can really do that, can't they?
Yeah,
Put
gossip.
their slant on things and what they've heard. Jess Castle, would you class this as a cozy read?
I would. But wasn't it meant to be young adults this time? Because it's definitely a cozy read to me, but not a young adult.
Sorry, who was that?
I thought, I don't know, but I thought it was more like young cozy read rather than young adult.
I think the cover as well plays it as a cozy. Did it stick rigidly to the cozy tropes? I'm thinking of the fact that the murder victim was.
It's cozy grisly.
Exactly.
It's quite macabre, isn't it? So
it is.
It reminded me a bit of is it the Vera Wang or the Vera Wong book?
Yes.
And it's got a cozy setting, but it's got kind of edginess to it as well.
And do those two tropes mix well, do you think?
I think so, because I think it's quite a nice contrast.
Yeah.
Right, so you didn't mind the eyeballs being dug out of his sockets in the middle
I
of the
don't mind eyeballs
cozy
being dug out of people's sockets.
and boxes being opened with eyeballs in. I mean, that's something I'd expect in a darker thriller. So it didn't put anybody off the fact that it was a cozy and you were reading. I mean, it didn't go into a lot of detail about what the eyeballs in the box looked like, but they were still there.
Well, there was quite a bit of details actually about the eyeballs and how it's described. It was the eyeball and then the things attached to it and the blood, but somehow it was done in a way that it wasn't too gruesome.
That's probably why I didn't realize they'd said quite as much, because of the manner it was written. Go on, Sally. No, you mute again.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. Something keeps stopping the volume.
Yeah, sorry. Let me put it up a bit. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. No, the bit I thought wasn't cozy and was quite disturbing was about the drowning, about the child's drowning that she kept dreaming about. And I thought that was quite disturbing. It's not more so somehow than murders.
Yeah, I think you tend to find people's reaction to children is that way, that it's a little bit, it's harder to read about, but it's still. How did you feel about that in the confines of a cozy? Did it fit?
Oh, it did.
Didn't like it myself.
No.
But of course, it was key in terms of the motivation. But it ran all the way throughout. You know, every day, every night, she was dreaming about it in a horrible way. And yeah, I found it quite.
And I found it a bit weird that she was never sent to a psychologist to talk about this, because it seems to have gone on her whole life, or from a certain point to now, and she's 30 or something. It must be awful dreaming like every day, every night.
Yeah. with the big cast of characters, you've already mentioned Rumpole. Who was your favourite within
Squeezers.
Squeezers?
Yeah.
Who else had a favourite character that they enjoyed coming onto the page?
I quite liked the pharmacist. I can't remember his name. Began
Ah,
with a K. The
yes.
guy from Syria. I
Mm.
thought he was interesting. It was a little bit of was it pushing towards him when he was like on the roofs and or
Mm.
leaving at night, and his wife and family, or his wife was in Syria and his mum. I liked him. I thought it was an interesting. We could have explored him more.
Mm.
You know, it was interesting.
But there is a series, so you never know who's going to be coming back.
Well,
Yeah.
I've read the second one, so
Have you?
yeah.
Oh, right.
It gives you, yeah, it gives you a few the carry on the stories with the different characters for the different things. Yeah.
Right, okay. What did you think of Jess's involvement with the investigation?
Totally implausible.
Yes.
I think that's what put me off.
Mm.
I wondered how you would respond to it.
It was like throwing my phone across the room.
Yeah, I thought it was a bit weird.
I do like to suspend my disbelief when I'm reading, and I read a lot of different books. But I don't know. If you're doing a police investigation, either make it cozy or make it a police investigation. I don't think you can do both together very well, not involving your cozy protagonist.
Yeah. I think the police inspector should be fired.
He was my favorite character, actually.
You liked him as a character?
Yeah.
I liked
Yeah.
him as well, but I still
Yeah.
think he should be fired.
Yeah, I agree.
DS Eden is lovely. He's a bit unusual for a policeman as well.
What was his name? I did write it down.
Was it Egan?
DS Eden.
That's him, Eden. Yeah.
And I don't quite like his what is she called?
PC. Was it
Okay.
Knock or something like that?
He's weird.
She was good. She was good. The lady that worked with him, I liked her.
She was
It was
rubbish.
funny.
She's terrible.
But I think it's this kind of book that you just go with the flow because even all the crimes are very complicated. Like people were like hanging in crosses without their eyeballs and this type of thing. So it was like lots of hassle to kill someone. So you just go with the flow, and I thought it was funny the way they were telling the story. But yeah.
I thought there was a bit of sadness as well, was revolving around that Pan character and the control he had over the women.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Jess's friend, was it from school? And he had
Caroline.
complete control over her. And I thought that was sort of a sad element in the book there. I don't like that. So I didn't like that at all.
But yeah,
But,
it's although it's a cozy thing, it keeps giving you reality shots like that from time to time.
I think it's a very cozy setting, but the plot and some of the characterization is really quite edgy and gruesome. Yeah. And sad, as was it Neil just said? I'm not sure. Anyway, it was a good point.
Right.
You oversaid it.
It's true because even someone spoke about the child drowning. So you have all these elements that are very tough, and then the cult where he dominates everyone, and then all the murders are very horrible and everything. Yeah, I think it's just the setting that is cozy, and I didn't really understood why it was young adult because it was quite
I didn't
dark.
see.
I wondered if they were trying to somehow subvert the cozy genre or something by this contrast, but who knows?
Well, I got it from our local library, and it had been promoted from young adults into fiction, so no longer YA where I live.
Well, I tried to find a few names of young adults authors, and she wasn't mentioned once. I did several searches.
Yeah, I don't think it's a YA book at all.
No, not if your protagonist is what did we say she was, about 30?
30, yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that talking about the sadness and the drowning bit, I agree it was very sad. And what was a bit annoying was what ended up helping that was the conversation with her dad. And I just don't understand why that couldn't have happened right at the start. Because her dad clearly knew that she was having those dreams every night because he knew the night that she didn't have the dreams. And I think that absolving her of that guilt really had nothing to do with the murder being solved. So it just felt a bit pointless for that to have gone on so long and the father not to have said anything right till the end.
Well, he waited 30 years, didn't he? So,
And
Did it
every
feel
night
contrived? Did it feel contrived then to you, Divya, that she had to have a personal issue along with the investigation?
I think it tied in. It was okay. It was okay having that personal issue. It added a layer of complexity of making things not as smiley and happy
Mm.
as is, but just the way it was resolved just felt like it could have been resolved so much earlier. I think that if the resolution happened as a result of the mystery being solved and the murderer being caught, then it would have kind of been like, okay, that's why you had this issue. But this was like the father
nothing to do.
annoying me for that reason.
So you would have liked it to have kind of tied in somehow.
Either that or solved at the start. Yeah, like this is neither here nor there.
Yeah, it's like two different things happening, two different books almost, because her story and what she was trying to work out with Eden. Yeah.
Social media was involved in the book. Do you think it was a realistic depiction of how social media is used now?
It's quite mild actually what they did.
In what sense? Sorry, what are you referring to exactly?
The potential for manipulation with social media. Was it realistic?
Are you talking about the texts, the little snippets we get?
Yes.
Right. I thought they were just newspaper clips from the.
Oh, were they from the newspaper?
I don't know.
I have the ebook. I didn't realize anything to do with social media.
Right.
No, I didn't see that. I thought it was just a news clip from a newspaper.
Oh,
But
that's me then. Sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, you automatically just think everything's social media when you see things, don't you? So yeah. Sorry.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, sorry, go on.
Did everyone realise that this was a husband and wife writing team, and do you think that made any difference?
No, I didn't.
No.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought it was good that they managed to write something and seem to agree on everything.
I
Yeah.
only realized after I read everything, it said something at the end that they were a couple.
Well, I did wonder that there's two books in this series, and it was written a little while ago. I did wonder if something had happened that had stopped them from working together.
Are you saying they divorced?
I couldn't possibly say that.
That's interesting. No, I didn't realize that it was a husband and wife. There is another husband and wife, isn't there? Is it Tanya French? Is that the husband and wife one? Yes.
Oh.
No. Oh, who is it?
Don't know.
No.
Not Tana French. Who wrote Blue Monday? And Nikki French.
Nikki French. That's it. Yes, that's a husband and wife. Doing very
But maybe that's why we have this kind of mixture between styles. Some bits are a bit cozy, some bits are very dark.
Yes.
So
maybe the wife was writing the sort of problem
The
with
dog.
daddy, and the husband was doing all the eyeball gouging.
Yeah, or the
Or the
opposite.
That's
wife
not
could
that I
have been
want
No,
doing
to,
the
not that I want
eyeball
to
gouging, let
stereotype
me tell
on
you.
gender, of
don't
course.
stereotype. Yeah.
Yeah, some good old eyeball gouging from the wife. Now that's interesting. So yeah, and with the book being quite um, cozy and gruesome and marrying
Same
those together,
time.
it kind of does, you can see why you would get a different mix like that. Yeah.
I think the humor is the thing that saves it from being a totally annoying book, I find. If it hadn't been funny, I wouldn't have liked it.
So
Yeah.
does everybody, do you like humor in your crime fiction?
Yeah.
I think it works well with cozy books.
Mm.
What about in a really serious thriller? Do you like to see a bit of humor led in?
Mm. Yeah.
It depends. If it's like really dark, I like it really dark. So everybody's
Stay
like
dark.
a mess. Everything is a mess. Everybody dies. Everybody. So I like this. But
Yes.
for the rest, yeah, I like a bit of humor.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I always say with movies, you should have light and shades, and it's probably the same in books, even if it's just a little bit of light for relief,
Yeah.
for
Just
lack of
give
a
you
better
time to
word.
breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. What about the ending? Were you satisfied with the way Eyeballs of Death finished or wrapped up?
I think Muriel mentioned it. You know, it's or someone mentioned it. It's set up for another book, which clearly, you know, it's a series of books. And that was obvious at the end. You know, the attraction, but from Rupert to Jess, or maybe Jess from Rupert, was obviously never approached, and they parted. The I struggled with. I don't think, is it Teresa who was the main person who done the killings? I can't think of her name.
Yeah.
Um, she wasn't explored enough. They
No.
explored more the mother of the girl that had passed away
Yeah.
in the pool, why she had done that.
Mm.
So I that was the only part, as I said earlier, I had to reread it a few times just to say what's gone on, and I don't think they explored it. But you know, they explained, you know, most of it at the end. It was all right for me.
Yeah. Although I got mixed up between the names, as you said, of the mother whose daughter died, and Teresa. I somehow got mixed up between those two.
And
I
also
thought that, oh, sorry, go
sorry,
ahead.
the chap that had done the killings for, was it Teresa? Just a quick note to say, oh, he'd hung himself or something.
Yeah,
But
at
it's
the
literally
end.
just a quick note, and it
Yeah.
was like, oh, okay, well that one's finished then.
Yeah.
But he seems to have been completely ignored in the village and in the book.
Yeah.
That poor boy.
So
I did not understand why Teresa was killing this guy. So the explanation was something like, I'm like killing men because they are men. I did not understand the motivation for the killings.
It was a bit
Uh,
exaggerated. It was
So Neil's
exaggerated.
motivation might be clear because okay, he had issues and he was probably a sociopath or whatever. But so I did not understand her motivation for the killings, and I did not understand why all the rituals behind the killings. And so
It was far-fetched,
yeah, I
I
wasn't
thought.
that happy with the ending.
It was
I
very
was a bit
far-fetched.
confused by, actually, the whole time I thought it was Gavin's younger sister who had died in the pool. I didn't realize that Becky was
It was
someone
the
else.
same for me.
Yes.
I spent the book totally like only
Yes.
at the end
Exactly, because
I understood that the lady wasn't the mother of
yeah,
Gavin's mother. Only
I
at the
could
end, I
have
was
sworn it said somewhere that I
I
thought
was
it
the
said
same.
somewhere that Gavin's parents finally left after losing two children or something like
Yes.
that. And I just assumed that it was both kids of theirs. So
Yes.
I was confused, yes.
The same here. Yeah.
and do you think that's to do with the big cast of characters, that confusion?
Yeah, I think it has.
I thought it was very weird that the lady had lost her son, and she was still like giving massages to people, and I was
Yes.
like, why is this
But
happening?
most
But
of
no,
the
no, she wasn't Gavin's mom. She was the mom of.
Yeah,
So
but for
that,
most
yeah,
of
it
the
was a
book,
bit
they didn't say what happened
confusing.
to her, right? Like from the very first scene when she bumps into her, it was kind of this ominous, like, oh, I want to have pity on her because her life is also sad, what's happened to her. And then they just didn't say what happened till later on, which is all fine. It just was confusing.
Yeah.
And is
Was
it this? Go on, sorry, Muriel.
no. So was it Monica, the mother who lost a child? It was Monica, wasn't it? And she also killed somebody? No?
I can't remember her name.
Didn't
She
she?
killed
She killed
the
Gavin. She
she
killed
killed
Gavin.
Gavin. Yeah,
Yeah.
she killed. I think
Yeah, so
that was a
she's
nice plot twist. I like that.
yeah.
Although, okay, but I like that.
But I think it was Gavin's family who held that party where the child died, and they did their best not to be found guilty of manslaughter or
Negligence,
whatever.
yeah.
Yeah,
Negligence, yeah.
negligence, yeah. And
Definitely.
yeah. Hmm.
So, was there any part of the book where you figured out who had done the killing and why before it was revealed?
No.
No.
Nobody managed to guess right.
No.
Could have been any of the characters.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely didn't think of Neil because to me he was a nice chap that Jess was trying to help somehow. So I didn't think he would be part of it. And there was hardly anything about him anyway. So it was
It kept pushing, the plot kept pushing. Was it Anne's Heart or Anne's someone? That chap who'd come up from London.
For Lewis, yeah.
Yeah, it was sort of pushing it towards him, and Anne was in the frame for a while, which was so obvious, not Pam. But then the pharmacist popped in and out, and and it was right at the end. It's like, well, who are these people? Like Neil, hardly even knew who this person was, and yet he's
yes.
being controlled and basically going around. Teresa obviously was part of the early part, and she was the super fan of the singer that died. But no, I didn't work it out.
I wanted it to be Rupert.
Oh,
No,
not Rupert.
no, not
He's
Rumpole.
a lovely person, Rumpole.
But then there was that funny bit about Jess's brother Stephen,
Yeah.
about him buying clothes and hiding them and things, and that was a complete red herring, wasn't it? You never heard anything about that. Why he was doing that?
Probably book 2, Muriel. Is it for book 2?
Well, Stephen. Yeah, I mean, is it revealed where he's? Oh, you don't know. Okay, I'm not telling you. I'm not telling you.
Book 2, book 2. Okay.
Yeah, book 2. You need to read book 2.
So, who will go on to read book 2?
Well, I've done it.
I think I might do. I might do.
That's a few of you that might. Muriel's already done it. Did you read it within this month that we've had for book club? Or had you previously read Eyeballs of Death, Muriel?
No, I read it after
You've
just
read
for
both
this.
of them?
Yeah, because I liked the first one, so I thought I'd try the second one. It's the humor that I enjoyed. I wanted some cozy, because I've been reading some really tough crime books, and they were really tough, so I needed something a bit lighter.
Yeah. It feels like we've missed a month for book club. It just seems that long since we last met up, but it's just that we pushed it a couple of weeks, so we have had a bit longer, but it does feel like we missed a month.
Question: what did everyone think of Mary? Because even though I think she added humor, I actually felt that she was quite an unnecessary character popping in and out. I didn't feel she added that much value, and
Who
she was
was
very
she again? Who was she?
The friend?
friend.
Her
Yeah,
best
yeah, yeah.
friend.
She's a
Ah,
friend,
Jess's
isn't
Irish friend.
right. She's got
she? Yeah.
more to do in the second book. I think a lot of these people are being introduced in this book for the next one and the ones to come, if they are coming. But it's definitely more about a lot of
Added a
them.
bit of color, but I agree. She didn't add much to the plot.
She
Yeah,
nearly got killed.
There's about 4 or 5 too many characters in this book, but I thought they did a good job of kind of differentiating between the characters.
Yes, nobody got lost, did they, with the characters? Because we mentioned that at the start that
Well,
I thought
I got
they
lost.
were conscious of
With the
having a lot
mother
of.
of.
right.
Sorry, go on, Vera.
No, I just got lost. I got confused with the mother. I thought the mother of the dead girl was the mother of was the same mother of Gavin. So that was, and I spent the entire book thinking that. So I was a bit confused with that. But otherwise, yeah, I think the colors were different, and I was able to keep track. Also because I read it quickly. It's this type of book that you read quickly, so it was okay. I like big cast.
I also got confused between Squeezes and Danny. Danny is the vulnerable adult who discovers the first murder, and Squeezes is the one that just floats in the village. And yes, and there's his strange handler who's called, what was he called again? The guy who makes him do jobs, apparently.
The guy who doesn't exist.
He doesn't exist.
As if it wasn't hard enough. They've got a character who doesn't exist.
Something Eddie.
Yeah.
I like that. But I like actually that's one thing I liked about this is the very subtly done way of looking after each other in the village. They're looking after Squeezes, for example, because he actually hasn't got a home and he's suffering from mental health terribly. And of all people, he's the police person who's the one who puts him in prison every time just so that he can have a night in the dry and a square meal. I thought that was really nice. Only in cozy drama you'd find that you would not in real
It
life.
happens in reality. You will get
Does it?
people that will go out and do a bit of shoplifting just so they can be arrested.
Yeah, they do it, but the police, but they do it, but the police doesn't actually go out on purpose to find them, which is the case in this village. It's the other way around.
Yeah. But the concept of police cells being somewhere that you can get fed and dry, it does exist. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Unfortunately.
What else? Does anybody else have anything they want to say about this? There is a lot that has been discussed about the characters, the confusion with who was doing what and who did what, why. Do you think you need to go on to the second book to understand it better?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. You do have some answers, but do they make you understand better? I don't know.
But it was an
Certainly
easy,
can.
enjoyable read. Sorry, Sally, go on. Can't hear you again.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
I kept thinking that there was a prequel because this Jess seemed to have quite a backstory that it sort of implied you should know something about. And also there was Eddie, the publican. It mentioned when he was a policeman. And then you never heard any more about it. I don't know if that happens in the second book. But you never heard any more about that. So I kept thinking, there must be a book before this that explains some of this. But
it did feel like that. Yeah, when I started the book, it felt like there's a lot of things that we should know. Yeah.
Yeah. So The ending wasn't what you expected, but were you satisfied when it wrapped up?
I was.
Was, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was Chris, but no, it's background. So we've got some that were satisfied and some not so satisfied because it was confusing.
I
So
felt like right at the end, I think I mentioned it earlier in the pub scene, if they were going to tie everything up so nicely in the knot, fine. But then also let Jess and Rupert get together. Like everything was tied so
Book two, book two. We need to leave something for book two.
happens in book
Leave,
two.
yeah, no.
I've got ink going on.
Well,
Yeah.
even in book two, it's not resolved.
Yeah,
book three. I didn't realise this was an old book. Was it Greg?
Yeah, I've
You
got
said it was an old book.
I looked it up. I think it was like 10 or 15 years old.
Oh, right. So there might not be a book three coming then.
Plus that one.
Right. Okay.
Two other ones in development at the moment,
Somebody got the telly on again.
similar to that. Yeah.
Or somebody got someone
Kevin.
talking in the background.
Four different Land Rovers.
No, that account's muted. Okay. Anybody else have anything they want to say further on?
Well, if you like this one, read the next one.
Read the next one.
it was
I've
published
downloaded it.
in 2018, I think.
Sorry, Ria, dear.
I think it was published in 2018, I want to say.
All right.
Not sure.
I've left my phone out of the office now, otherwise I'd check when the second one was published. Maybe that there's just big gaps between them. You might have to wait and there might be one coming.
I don't think there is a big gap between them.
Isn't there?
No.
In my version Kindle, they already mentioned a second one. So, but then again, I don't know if I've
So it
got
was
dates.
2018, and then the first one and the second one was 2020.
Right.
Right, so you'd think the third one would be out if they were doing one.
Yeah. Most probably, yeah. So they stopped doing them then.
Right. I shall stop the recording unless anybody has anything else they want to say. No.